3 weeks. That's how long you lasted with guitar. With drawing, it was 2.5. Coding, you made it to day 19 before you got too busy. Right now, there's something sitting in your room, untouched, collecting dust. Something you swore you'd stick with this time. You can still remember how it felt when you started, that electric feeling of, holy shit, I'm actually getting good at this. You stayed up until 2 a.m., you watched every tutorial, you thought about it in the shower, and then one random Tuesday, you just stopped. You didn't decide to quit, you didn't have a reason, you just opened the app, stared at it, and thought, meh. So you closed it, and you haven't opened it since. Here's what nobody tells you. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you're not missing the discipline gene. You're caught in a neurological trap, and your brain is designed to pull you out right before you get good. What I'm about to show you will completely change how you see that moment. Because that boredom, that flat, dead feeling, it's not your brain giving up. It's your brain testing you. And 95% of people fail the test without even knowing it exists. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why your brain chemically abandons you after exactly 2 to 3 weeks, what's actually happening in that I don't care anymore moment, the specific brain region that separates dabblers from masters, and a stupidly simple protocol that lets you push through without willpower. Because here's the truth. The people who master things aren't more disciplined than you. They aren't more talented. They just understand one thing about how the brain works, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let me show you what's happening inside your skull. Week 1, you start something new. Your brain floods with dopamine. Every tiny win feels massive. You played 3 chords? Incredible. You drew a circle that looks round? You're basically Picasso. Your brain is screaming with reward signals. But here's what you need to understand. Your brain isn't rewarding you for learning. It's rewarding you for the rate of change. Your brain is constantly running one calculation. Am I improving faster than I expected? In week 1? Hell yes. You went from 0 to 1. The slope is vertical. Dopamine is maximum. Scientists call this the novice high, and it's one of the most addictive feelings humans can experience. But by week 3, you're no longer terrible, but you're not impressive either. You're in what I call the suck zone. The progress is still happening, but it's slower, less visible, harder to measure. Your brain recalculates. We're not learning faster than expected anymore. And just like that, the dopamine faucet shuts off. Suddenly, when you pick up the guitar, you don't feel that electric buzz. You feel nothing. Not because you chose wrong, not because you're doing it wrong, but because the chemical reward system that dragged you through the first 3 weeks just went silent. This is the moment where 19 out of 20 people quit, not because they decided to, but because their brain pulled the neurological rug out from under them. Now you might be thinking, great, so I'm just chemically wired to give up on everything? No, because here's what changes everything. That boredom you feel, that flat, motivationless moment, it's not a stop sign. It's a test. And there's a specific part of your brain that only grows when you pass it. It's called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, the AMCC. And neuroscientists have discovered something wild about it. This region doesn't grow when you do hard things you enjoy. It doesn't grow when you're motivated. It grows when you do things that are hard and boring, and you do them anyway. This is the part of your brain responsible for willpower, persistence, grit, follow-through. And here's the kicker. Studies show that the people with the most resilient AMCC aren't the ones who avoid hard things. They're the ones who consistently do things they don't feel like doing. The plateau isn't a design flaw. It's the feature. It's your nervous system asking, do you actually want to be good at this? Or did you just want the dopamine hit? So the question isn't, how do I get the excitement back? The question is, how do I show up when there's nothing pulling me forward? Here's the protocol. I call it the 15% push, and it's disarmingly simple. Step 1,
Recognize the signal. The next time you sit down to practice and everything in you says, I don't want to do this, don't fight it. Don't judge yourself. Just notice it. Say it out loud. I'm bored. I want to quit. That feeling, that's not failure. That's the threshold. It means you're standing exactly where growth happens. Step 2, set a minimum. Ask yourself, what's the smallest thing I'd be willing to do right now? Maybe it's 10 minutes of guitar, 1 sketch, 2 practice problems. Make it so small your brain can't argue with it. Step 3, add 15%. Now do just slightly more. 10 minutes becomes 11.5 minutes. 1 sketch becomes 1 sketch plus a few warm-up lines. 2 problems becomes 2 problems plus half of a third. Not a heroic push, not a grind session. 15% more than you feel like doing. Here's the part most people miss. When you're done, don't evaluate the quality of the work. Mentally note this: I showed up when my brain told me not to. That's the adaptation, not how good the sketch was, not how clean the code was. The fact that you overrode the resistance. That's what builds the AMCC. Over time, this creates something wild. You're not just getting better at guitar, you're training your nervous system to tolerate boredom, which is the single most valuable skill for mastery in anything. Let's be honest, the plateau sucks. It's supposed to. That discomfort, that's not a bug in your brain. It's your biology trying to protect you. For 99% of human history, learning the basics of something was enough. Enough to survive, enough to contribute, enough. Your brain is designed to say, cool, we know how to sharpen a spear, let's move on. But you're trying to master something, and mastery doesn't live in the novice high. It lives on the other side of boredom, where most people never go. So the next time you hear that voice, this isn't fun anymore, let's try something else. Recognize it for what it is, your ancient brain trying to save energy, and then do 15% more anyway. Not to prove anything, not to force discipline, but to become the kind of person who doesn't need constant dopamine to keep going. The dabbler's trap only works if you don't see it. Now you do, so go finish what you started.